more it's going to grow to the other level. And again, thank you very much for just the second one. And again, hopefully we all get to share a lot of the area, because there's a lot of things happening art-wise in Chicago. And like Mark was saying, a lot of times maybe we won't be able to go out to the neighborhood to see them. Hopefully, that if everything works out, we'll be bringing a lot of things to South Chicago to enjoy, and at the same time encourage everybody else to go and see these other exhibits all over the city of Chicago. Again, thank you very much.
Some of our families give a little bit of a testimonial about their experiences in developing their altars and offerings. So would anyone like to come up and give us a little bit of insight as to your own individual altars?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Frank Bermejo, and this is the first year that I got into the altars. Last year I got into it through my grandmother Rose, and this year I made a shadow box, and the shadow box represents my grandfather Emmanuel Bermejo, and I knew that he used to like fishing when we were younger, and one of the pictures that my grandmother has on her refrigerator is a picture of my little cousin Michael and my grandfather fishing. So we made the black cat here because there was a black cat that he always had, and sometimes he'd wear it, but most of the time I saw it in his drawer, folded at the bill. Well, this little Santa Claus reminds me of my grandfather because he was so into Christmas. He was like Mr. Christmas more than Andy Williams. So here I have him sitting on a rock fishing, and the skeleton, of course, represents my grandfather and the rock as well. There's a smaller rock next to that one, which represents Rose, my grandmother. Then there's three little stones that represents my aunt Tita, my father Frank, and my uncle Freddie. And I got 22 pebbles here that represent all of the grandchildren. I'd say all the names, but there's 22 of them. But they're all beautiful. And this other box here we made, my wife Karina, my cousin Julian, and I. And it represents the musical side of our family. A lot of us in our family either sing, we play guitar, we write music, or we play keyboard. Julian plays sax, which is awesome. So we did that to honor the musical part of our family. Also, too, my grandfather would sing to us when we were little. I remember him singing to me when I was little, to Roger Whittaker. Awesome. And Andy Williams, of course, for Christmas. Yeah. Those are the two boxes that I made for the family.
Great.
From the Castro family. Come on, Lorraine. Take on you either way.
Well, this is the second year that we've been involved with the altars, and last year was really the first year that I even knew about the altar, what to do with it, what it was, what it represented. And it was just such a beautiful idea to be able to honor the people who started us. We developed the altar at Carter 1, and the key participants are my grandfather and my grandmother. We went back further than that, but as they were from South Chicago and developed a family of 17 and became over 100 grandchildren and great-grandchildren and so forth. Again, it's the perfect way to remember them in a positive way. Instead of thinking of them sadly, we think of them as people who had fun, who gambled, who drank, who had a good time, who loved. And of course, from the multitude of children, we know they loved a lot. But again, it's such a visual expression that I really hadn't tapped into to be able to see the symbolic things, the fruit, the water, the air, everything is symbolic of something. The spirituality, there was a lot of spirituality in my family, so of course we honor Our Lady of Guadalupe. It's something that we've always done, but again, as a main part of our altar, the Virgin Guadalupe is one of our main features. And it's a fun thing. It brings the family together. It brings the ideas and the memories of a lot of other people that, children that had passed away, that when we were little, we didn't really think about it. Aunts, uncles are really remembered again in a better way, in a way that's positive, and a way that gives us history. So thank you for the opportunity.
How about a representative from the South Chicago Arts Center? Tell us a little bit, or you can select one of your students to tell us a little bit about open your... How would you, Kaylin? Kaylin? Go around the back. All the way around. That way. All the way around. There's room over there. All the way around. All the way. Is 2 doors away. And Sarah Ward is their executive director.
Tell them what it was like. What did we do?
It was, we did art the classes with Maria and I moved. Natalie.
What was the altar about? Yeah, the altar that we did. Anyway, this is one of my students, and we did an altar for my dog, who, if anybody knows me, my dog was the love of my life and my total partner and was with me all the time, and she got killed a month ago. So I found this experience really, I'm sorry, but anyway, it was really great. To just honor her, and she's sitting there, and it's beautiful, and her dolls are with her that she loved, these little dolls, and it was really nice just thinking about her in the terms of like honoring her life and having an altar for her, and I think I'll probably do it every year. And I think we've also got skulls around it with my grandparents and the kids' dogs that have died, and cats and family members and cousins, and everybody's kind of participated, but the main focus of the altar is my dog, who, you know, meant everything to me. She was wonderful, and her life was way too short. But it's been fantastic. Just I've researched it on the net, and you know, the 3 tiers and the 4 candles and the salt and the water and the bread. And since she's a dog, she didn't eat bread. I put edamames because she loved edamames, and it's been a really wonderful experience. I'm really happy to participate in it, and hope you all come over 2 doors down and check out the altar for a little pooch that was like the best pooch in the world.
This beautiful altar here at the Dia is a creation by a number of individuals in this center, and I'd like to ask Rosie to come up and tell us a little bit about her experiences.
And I've been here as a volunteer for almost 9 years. I worked here 4 hours a day for 3 years. But last year I was really impressed, and I said it was going to be bigger, and it is larger, and we really got into bringing all these people to get involved. My family, my grandkids, my daughter, they all participated in making whatever they felt like making, and they were beautiful. This was touching.
No, Mommy. No, Mommy.
I brought my grandparents. I brought the Vermillion family. That was part of my family. They're all there. They're in heaven. They're all angels. And this is my grandmother on my mother's side of the family. They're all angels, except me.
Not yet.
But they're all in heaven. And I was just, Julie just invited over this year. And I'm really glad that I was participating, not only in doing this, but working with Maria and Terry.
Terry's not here.
Terry
had to work.
Okay, but it was a pleasure. It was really nice to work and learn. I'm really I love them. And there is musicians in my family right now. I'm really excited because 2 of my grandsons that are in a band right now, they got studio got them and they're recording. I think they're going to put out their first CD professionally. They were in the Time Out Chicago magazine.
All right.
They are my angels, all 25 angels that I have. And I got them all numbered. My son number 1, my daughter's number 2, my youngest son Freddie is number 3. Now one of my grandsons said, why was he number 6? He wanted to be number 1. And I told him, mijo, no, because you're the 6th one. They were the first ones that came to me in my life. But there'll be more and more, and there is. There's another one coming. Pretty soon, next month, I'll have another little angel. And I'm just surrounded by angels, not only in my house, but around here. A lot of people here are very, very good to me. I get along with everybody. I try to just do whatever I can for them. And Julie has been my inspiration. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Bonnie.
If you happen to go past our store window, you'll look in. We lost my mother 4 years ago, and it was something that I had a very difficult time with. And last year when I was invited to do this, all I can say is that I recommend doing this for anyone who needs healing. It was a tremendous experience. As you look in, you will see a construction behind the sofa table. That was a piece that my mother built hand-in when her mother built it. So in a sense, it's an altar within an altar. The pieces that you see around all have to do with my mother. What she loved, the music she loved. When she comes back, there's plenty of water for her to clean up with, and her hair spray, which was always an important part of her life. I have one thing to say to you, and that is that one of the things I learned about this particular festival was that there is a black dog that's representative. And that black dog stands by the river and protects the souls as they come from the other side here and go back. So the other thing that really touched me this year that I learned is a Mexican gentleman. I have the quote on our window, and I was going to bring it with me, but ran out of the store, so I don't remember his name because I can't remember where he had for breakfast. He said, there are 3 forms of death. The first is when the eyes stop seeing, the lungs stop breathing, the heart stops beating, and I'm paraphrasing. You can see it there in his words, which are far more meaningful. The second is when the body is placed back into Mother Earth. And the third form of death is when there is no longer anyone there to remember. So, and this comes from Mexico, and he said from this tradition. So I want to thank everybody for allowing me to share in this very, very beautiful view. And next year we'll hopefully do something different.
When I went in there, I asked you, I want a rocking chair. And what did you say? You took me to a little one. And I said, no, I don't want a little one for my grandson. I want a big one. And here is, where is he? This is the baby. The baby that you delivered when it was with a nice big red bow and everything. I thank you. And this is the one that So I just wanted you to know that I really appreciated what you did, and I wanted you to meet the first little guy that was rocking on that chair.
Thank you, Rosie. Thank you, Bonnie. This, we do this testimonial because we really feel that it makes us all come together more as a family, as a community. We get to learn things about each other. And so when we see each other on the street, we can say, hi. If we see someone that's got a couple of bags and they need a little bit of help, can I help you? Events like this really create community, and they make us all feel so good about where we live. And that's a huge thing to accomplish in any community. So I'm going to pick on the Mulek family now and ask them to tell us a little bit about their experience.
Carolyn Mulek, and
My sisters Jacqueline and Mary and I put together an altar for our parents last year. Joanne told us about this custom just a few months after our dad died last year, and we found it was just a really nice experience. Last year there was a little more sadness than joy, but this year as we put the altar up again for our dad, Joseph Mulek, and our mom, Dorothy, there was a little more happiness. A little bit of time has gone by, and we actually look forward to putting up the display. We're at Royal Savings. They kindly gave us a beautiful spot that even has a window, and we've installed the altar there. It's basically the same design as last year, but this year we added a lot more in the way of flowers. My sister Mary made a lot of red paper flowers, and actually on the window behind the altar there are 7 red paper flowers, and that represents the 7 of us. There are 3 daughters and 4 sons, and in that display there are also 2 small yellow flowers. We had 2 little brothers who died when they were about 3 or 4 days old. So all of us are represented there. Our parents are represented by the things they like, music they like, books they like. We have 3 boxes. We have one for my dad, shows him at the artist easel and with some of his favorite books and music. One for my mom, shows her in the kitchen, also with her gardening and things that she liked. And then one in the center of them together dancing for their wedding anniversary with a little bottle of champagne and with music and so forth. So we also added another element this year to the altar. We put a garland with little skulls on it, and they're paper, so they move in the breeze. There's a vent right above the altar, so we get a little bit of movement. So we have all the elements. We have the marigolds. We have something for them to drink, some of their favorite snacks, things they like to read and listen to, candles, and what else? And there's a soap and a towel, of course, because it's dirty work coming back from the end. But we really enjoyed the experience, and we hope to keep on doing it every year. So thank you.
I thought we had some representatives from Centro Comunitario Juan Diego here. Are they still here? I think they just okay. How about La Causa Community Committee? Where's Dolores? I saw her.
She left.
She left? Oh,
She came early.
I know, I'm sorry. How about, let's see, who else is here? Is anyone here representing the Hotel Florence? The Aguilar family. Is there someone from the Aguilar family here? Okay. All right. Then we will move on.
Thank you so much.
Then what I'm going to do at this time, the Villarreal family. I'm sorry, Maria.
MB Bank. It's totally different this year. I didn't deal with putting my family members out or any of my friends. I dealt with it with the boxes that I showed all the community how to make. And each box represents, well actually this is how it went. My base was the sky. And there's blue sky. And then above the blue sky is a piece of cloth that is very metallic, many, many different colors, because I believe in color, and I believe in the afterworld. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. So then each box, I have musicians, so we have musician friends. I have dancers, and I have a lot of little skeleton people that I made over the years. And it deals actually with the past. From the past we come to the future. I have from Aztec drummers to the indigenous people, a woman carrying her baby, then to higher skeleton people that are dancers. And one of the boxes, my family is farm workers, so I put my farm worker family out there. And that's where my mother came from, being from the farm, Texas style. And I also put something for the artists that I know that have passed, who I love dearly. They passed very young. And I also put something out there that I told the bank people, I hope it doesn't offend anybody, because this is a reality in the neighborhood. Many young men are getting killed by gangs. So I have a cajita there for gangbangers, or gang guys, or however you want to label that. And I have everything else like food and all that other stuff, but I just wanted to explain. And on top of my little cajita boxes is a dark blue material with little sprinkle of gold in it, because I believe they're in heaven. That's what I believe, they're in a better place. So that's why when you go see that, I wanted to explain it to you right now, so this way you could understand where I was, what direction I wanted to come, because I wanted to honor a little bit of everyone, because that's the way it should be. And that's how it's done.
What do you need, Maya?
The camera. The other
I believe that's the end of our testimonials, but at this point in time, there was a beautiful poem that was written and was read here last year that I'd like to have read again this year, if possible. Oh, right up here. Karina has it. You want somebody else to take over with baby duty? Sure.
That's another one that thinks it's hers.
My name is Julie. I'm the social service coordinator here at the Villa Guadalupe, and I want to thank all of you for being here with us this evening. This is a real special event for us. I just want to tell you that doing this altar for the second time really took me on a journey. You know, when your loved one has on, at the beginning it's very painful, and as the years go on, it becomes less painful. But once I started working on the altar and I was trying to remember some of the things that my family were so much a part of, how they involved all of us as children, it took me really bad. I really had a hard time. I was running around getting the corn stalks and getting the fruit and the vegetables. And I had a moment in the band where I started thinking, you know, my grandmother loves birds. So I was on a mission to find a bird. And I put this bird right up on top here because she had all kinds of birds. And the reason she was so special to me is because she raised me. So I just wanted to share that with you. And last year, we were in Pilsen, and I came across this letter from a mother, an elderly mother, to her children. And maybe somebody can interpret it in English, but Karina's going to read it in Spanish. It's a little complicated. So for those who can understand it, it's very meaningful.
I will do my best, because there are many English-speaking folks that may not speak Spanish, to translate a paragraph in English. That way everyone can be on the same emotional note as we are. And I'm just going to give a precursor. I'm full of hormones, probably will be crying at the end of the evening. My 2-month-old is the baby right here, and I know that last year we had a guitar accompaniment, which made it even more special. Just pretend there's a guitar accompaniment. And like Father Moran was saying, that we all have to remember that we will be there, being honored soon. We don't know when our time is. And those who love me know that 2 months ago I was almost there. So I'm with all of that baggage reading this to you. Carta de una madre. El día que está. Let me do it to those folks in English so they can catch up. A letter from a mother. The day in which this old woman is no longer the same. Have patience with me and understand me when I spill food on my blouse and I forget how to put my shoes on. Remember the hours in which I spent showing you to do the same. El día que esta vieja ya no sea la misma. Ten paciencia y compréndeme. Cuando tire la comida sobre mi bolsa y olvide cómo ponerme los zapatos, recuerda las horas que pasé enseñándote a ti a hacer lo mismo. And when you converse with me and I repeat the same thing over that you already knew and how it was going to end, don't interrupt me, just listen. When you were young, and in order for you to fall asleep, I would tell you the same story over and over and over until you close your little eyes. Si cuando conversas conmigo repito y repito los mismos relatos y ya sabes de sobre y sabes cómo terminan, no me interrumpas y escúchame. Cuando eras pequeño tú, para poder dormirte, te contaba la misma historia 1000 veces hasta que cerraba los ojitos. When we're together, and without knowing, I would have an accident. Don't get embarrassed and understand that it's not my fault. I just can't control myself any longer. Remember how many times when you were little, I helped you and had patience. I waited and waited until you were done what you were doing and I changed your diaper. Cuando estemos reunidos y sin cualquier cosa me hago mis necesidades y no te avergüences, y comprende que no tengo la culpa de ello, pues ya no lo puedo controlar. Piensa cuántas veces cuando niño te ayudé y estuve paciente a tu lado esperando que terminaras lo que estabas haciendo para cambiarte para allá.
Dad told me to get him a piece of bread. Take this.
Don't get mad at me when I don't want to bathe. Don't yell at me for that. Remember how many times I insisted for you to take a bath, and you made up a million excuses in order to prolong your bath time. No me reproches cuando no quiero bañarme. No me regañes por eso. ¿Te acuerdas cuántas veces te perseguí y los miles de protestos que tú inventaste para hacer más agradable el mismo baño? Accept me and forgive me, because I am now that child. When you see me not being able to do and understand all the time I need to try to understand it, so that I don't feel hurt by you or not having the patience to teach me. Remember, I'm the one that showed you that you now know, in which you were surprised with all that time that you were learning it, like when you were learning to eat, and in getting dressed, and in learning how to face the world so well as you do today. These are products of my strength, my love, my perseverance. Acéptame y perdóname, que ya no soy la niña, ya soy yo el niño ahora. Cuando me veas inútil y ignorante a todas las cosas tecnológicas, que ya no podré entender, te suplico que me des todo el tiempo que sea necesario y no me lastimes con una sonrisa. Recuerda que fui yo la que te enseñé a hacer todas las muchas cosas que sabes hacer. Comer, vestirte y tu educación para enfrentar la vida también como lo haces. Son productos de mi esfuerzo y mi amor. When at one time talking was easy, now I forget what I was talking about. Give me all the time I need to remember what I was saying. Don't make fun of me. Maybe it wasn't important what I was going to say, and maybe I feel good just to say things, and you just to listen. Cuando, en algún tiempo, platicando, me llegue a olvidar de las cosas que estaba hablando de él, dame todo el tiempo que será necesario para regresar a mi memoria. Y si ya no consigo recordar, no te burles de mí. Tal vez no era importante de lo que estaba hablando de él. Y me conformé que me escuches en ese momento. If sometimes I don't want to eat, don't insist. I know when I can and cannot eat. So understand that with time I will have no teeth with which to chew and no feeling. Si alguna vez ya no quiero comer, no me insistas. Sé cuánto puedo y cuándo no debo de comer. También comprende que con tiempo ya no tengo dientes para morder mi gusto para sentir. When I have no movement in my legs, when I feel tired to walk, give me your hand in which I can hold on to, just like when you were beginning to walk with your fragile legs. Cuando me fallen mis piernas, por estar cansada para andar. Dame tu mano tierna para apoyarme como lo hice yo contigo. Y cuando comenzaste a caminar con tus débiles piernas, yo estuve ahí contigo. At last, when you hear me say, I no longer want to live, and that I just want to die, don't get frustrated with me. You will one day understand how much I love you. Try to understand the way I'm trying to live. It's not pleasant for me. This is not living. I've always wanted the best for you and prepared the way in which you've learned to think about the way in which I started to construct a different route in past times, and I will always be with you. Don't feel sad or important to see me the way I am now. Just give me your heart and understand me. Help me like when I helped you when you first started to live your life. Por último, cuando algún día me oigas decir que ya no quiero vivir y solo quiero morir, no te enfades. Algún día entenderás, porque esto no tiene nada que ver con tu cariño o cuánto te amo. Trata de comprender que esto que vivo no es para mí, que esto no es vivir. Siempre quise lo mejor para ti y he preparado los caminos que has sabido correr. Piensa entonces que con el paso que adelante construye para ti otra ruta y en el otro tiempo, pero siempre contigo. No te sientas triste o importante por verme como estoy. Dame tu corazón, compréndeme y apóyame como lo hice cuando empezaste a vivir tú. Dame la misma manera. Como te he acompañado en tu sendero, te ruego me acompañes en mi término de vida. The same way in which I've accompanied you in your walk of life, I beg you to walk with me to the end of my life. An 80-year-old mother to her children.
Thank you, Karina, for
So
that.
I get my love and sentimental love for my grandmother as well.
At this point, I'd like to, we have some participants here from the Hotel Florence, and I'd like Linda to come up and give us a little testimonial and tell us a little bit about the Hotel Florence's beautiful exhibit and their experiences in putting it together. And I love this blouse she has on.
I saved it especially for tonight. Good evening, everyone. My name is Linda Bowen, and I am the curator at the Pullman State Historic Site at the Hotel Florence. We're at Cottage Grove and 111th Street in the historic Pullman neighborhood. This is the first year that we are participating. My husband, who is in the back there, and I have had a Dia de Los Muertos altar in our home for about 3 or 4 years. And so this is something that we've been familiar with, and we really enjoyed doing and adding to each year. Last year, for the first time, in Pullman, we have a little dance group called the Pullman Morris and Sword. That's a long story, but anyway, there's 12 of us in the group. And so last year when we put up our altar for the first time, we invited the members of this dance team to come and participate and add their own things to the altar. So we did that for the first time and introduced those people to what the tradition is all about, and everyone really enjoyed it. And then we were invited, we're so grateful to the Southeast Chicago Fine Arts Center for inviting the historic site to participate in this tradition with all of you. So this is our first year,
And we have 7 altars, all at the Hotel Florence. And over 2 nights, people came, and it's actually one of our Pullman Morris team people. And so the Morris team has a large one that everyone contributed to. It was really interesting for me. I was very excited, of course, as a curator, just to have this whole exhibit at the hotel and to try and introduce this tradition to our entire neighborhood. But as people were leaving and they said, oh, thank you, this is going to be so much fun and it's so wonderful, I said, well, I think the best part has already happened, because on those 2 nights, watching everyone bring their mementos in and watching them meet each other and talk about what they were doing and explain to each other their families and their memories, I think was the most moving for me. You know, one woman did one for her father who died this year at 92 years old, and there's lots of mementos of his life, and there's many different kinds there that I hope you'll come and see. But it was very moving, and several people have given me paragraphs that I could type up as little labels for their altars for people to read. And as I was typing them today, I was often very moved by them. It was just hard to even read the memories that these people had put into their little paragraphs. So it really is very interesting to see how happy people are to celebrate their memories of their families. And I think for many people, our lives get so busy, we don't stop and really set aside a time anymore to think about our families and our friends and just others that we've lost. So I found this a wonderful tradition to do in my life, and it was very moving to see people doing this during these 2 evenings of setup. So anyway, I hope that you will come. I brought flyers to hand out for our exhibition as well, and they'll be here. And I'd like to welcome you all to the Hotel Florence to come and see what we've done. So, thank you.
Thank you, Linda. We really appreciate your participation this year, and I'm looking forward to going over there.
They're really great.
So, hold one of those flyers for me, because I'm going tomorrow. At this point, I'd like to again thank all of our participants for being with us and working with us. Our artists, Maria Villarreal, Terry Cortez, who I'm sorry was not able to come today because of work duties. Our board of directors, who we wouldn't be able to do it without. And also our funders. Part of it is Dia Guadalupe, who does the wonderful, allows us to use their space and their site to have a great time providing workshops and hosting this beautiful event. I'd also like to thank the Southeast Chicago Development Commission, the Building Community Through the Arts, the South Chicago Art Attacks, who are part of our funders this year, and are also, as I said earlier today, keep looking out for the Art Attacks sign. You'll be seeing it. There will be, actually, Mary Karen, you're here. Would you like to say a little bit about the Art Attacks?
No, I'm sure if you addressed it already, you did fine.
Mary Karen loves to do that to me. But the Art Attacks are going to be a series of events, family events that will be free to the community for the most part. As far as we can tell, they will all be free. Our next one will hopefully be a storytelling event for families, and it's going to be hosted at Russell Square Park Field House. So
The Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Exact 25th at 1 p.m. Russell Square Park Fieldhouse. And make sure you signed in on our sign-in sheet because we will be using those addresses in order to send out your information regarding the next Art Attack, which will be the storytelling workshop. We have a wonderful storyteller, Mama Edie, who is going to be performing for us that afternoon. At this point, do we have any questions on anything that we've done? Anybody want to find out anything about us or what we've done so far?
Awesome job.
We're gonna do what you do, Mark. You might know what you're doing.
The Southeast Chicago Fine Arts Center could not do it without the participation of the community. That's the main part of it. If you were not out here this evening, or if you weren't out there putting up your altars, there wouldn't be anything for us to see or anything for us to celebrate. So I thank all of you for helping us in our dreams, because this is a big dream for us. We've always wanted to see our community. Roman, Maria, Dinah, Pancho's here, Kevin and Joanne, we're all from this community. I raised my children here. My daughter, Carol Clifford, who is here with my grandson and her husband, Stephen. If it weren't for all of them and the people behind us and the people who support us, we wouldn't be able to do this. This is a lot of work, but it's a work of love, as much as your altars are a work of love for you. Thank you very much.
I hope so. I hope so.